Nothing we say is investment advice. Please pause on all 3 pages of this disclaimer and read it.
Greetings, Algo Artisans. It is 8:31 a.m. EST, Thursday, February 12th, and I'm on the mend. I feel a bit better. Still a little bit stuffy, but that's fine. Not a big deal. All right, so it's really quiet today. Not a lot going on. So that's something to understand. We have the CPI coming out tomorrow. So that's probably a big reason why markets are just not moving. Let me flip over to the events calendar. We just right now had the unemployment claims come out, and they were right in line with the expectations, within a hair's breadth away. So very close to expectations, which means that the market's probably not going to move a whole lot based on that. But let's take a look at the USD JPY. Okay. This has been the biggest mover in the Forex market. Metals are pretty quiet right now. We'll get into, that as well. Bitcoin, not doing a whole lot. Bitcoin's just, Bitcoin's fallen and now it's ranging and it's in the 60,000 range. And as it stands right now, I guess I'll start the analysis here. Everything does look bearish at this time. There, of course, could be a bounce. There always could be a bounce, but I think the probability is not that great that we see Bitcoin head up anytime terribly soon. Miko, thanks for coming in and joining us over here. I appreciate that. Good to have you in. But as of now, I don't expect Bitcoin to do very much at all. If anything, what I would expect it to do is just kind of range where it is, so maybe lower bound of about, really 60,000 is where it bounced, right? So now if price heads down to 60,000 and it creates a legitimate double bottom, you might see a bounce if it kind of did this. I think it would take at least a few days to do that, but who knows? And then it could bounce right there just based on, structure and this massive move down that we saw. And by the way, that we predicted this big move here from about 85,000 down to 60. We predicted that right here on the show, but that actually started down at 100,000, or I should say up at 100,000 all the way down to 60. That's a huge move. And it happened very quickly. It happened, I don't know, within a couple weeks. Let's see here, the 15th of January to the 6th of February. So what, 3 weeks? That's a 40% move. That's big. So understand that usually after a big move, you get a move back up. But with Bitcoin at this time in the 4-year cycle, provided that the 4-year cycle still means anything, probably won't see too much. Just, it is what it is. We'll see. But in the meantime, I expect, price to range, and it'll probably range between, it's really hard to say right now. It's such a fresh move, but yeah, 75,000 would be kind of the upper level for that, the upper limit, if you will, and then possibly the lower bound at 60. I don't know. We'll have to see how it develops. All right. Very, very quiet. Not a lot going on. I know a lot of people watching precious metals. That's quiet. Chinese New Year starts on Tuesday, I think. It's like the 17th. So we do have to understand that that's probably going to slow things down a lot because a lot of metals physically are being bought in China. Okay. So, silver probably will kind of hang out where it is for a while until, because I think they take like a week over there for the Chinese New Year. I think it's, pretty quiet. I know as far as I know, they don't work for like a week, and their whole thing shuts down with, obviously some exception. So metals probably stay pretty quiet at that time. It might not. I mean, you could see it bid up. The rest of the world wants metals too. But big move up, huge move down. Things might just have to kind of hang out for a bit, if you take my meaning. So it is what it is. Gold, similar. But gold looks better. This, well, wow, it's doing what I said it would do a few days ago. Going right along that line. So you never know. These could bid up. Let's look at the actual stack here. I mean, it's got a bullish tint to it. We'll see. I mean, I can tell you high time frame, these things are bullish. Very high time frame, they're bullish. But everything's got to take a break. So we don't know how long this break will take. We'll see. I need more data to come in really for me to assess this in any strong way. So that's the look. Let me see if there's any questions. Nope, none yet. Let's look at the FX markets now that the news is out. Okay, so the USD JPY is probably where a lot of the action is going to be, and it continues to remain bearish, right? I'm looking at the weekly chart here. This is a very high time frame chart. You're probably going to see, like, I think, a move down, and this is going out months now, right? Like, this is in April that I've mapped out to, but a move down to here, I think you'll see this USD JPY down to, let's delete that, down to about 140, by quarter two. So as far as I'm concerned, the shorts are in, but there's a lot of trading in between here. Like, there will be longs, shorts, all that stuff, but this is kind of the general path. So unless something changes in the whole geopolitical situation, or unless something changes in a, like an algorithmic way, then I'll be focusing on shorts, right? The shorts will be in. So that's what I expect, to take it down to a like a lower time frame. We're sitting at a support. So right here, this is that's a daily support. This is that big move down when they dissolved parliament, popped right back up, headed back down, bounced off here. So you're looking at price is probably going to have downward pressure, but it might bounce a few times before it goes down, right? It may or may not. It might blow right through that too. Don't get me wrong. But for me, thanks, Mick. Yeah, 1 week holiday. For what I would do is I'll trade what there is to trade, but until this breaks structure, then I would probably be really careful going short. Like, if I were to go short, it would be because price came up, a little bit higher, one of these moves up, and then I went short, and I would be out by that structure. But I would not short right at the structure. I just wouldn't do it. What might happen is the CPI tomorrow, that might be the difference. I get the feeling that the CPI is going to be a cool print, which is dollar week news, which is like, hey, we might get a rate cut. That might happen. I don't know. Things are a little weird. But a rate cut means money printing, and number go up for most markets, right? Anything against the dollar at that point. So that would push this down. So we might actually get a force down tomorrow if the CPI is way out from expectation, right? So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Again, all of this is going to be up in the air until the news comes out tomorrow. So, excuse me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop off the live stream here, and I'm going to go to the private live lab. Take a look in the description. There is a free algo, right? So you see those little tabs in the screen right there? You see this guy here, that guy there. That's my algo that I built. Now, I'm not giving you that algo. If somebody wants that, they can pay me $1 million. That's what that's worth right now. And I just threw that number on there because it basically means I'm not giving it away. But hey, show me $1 million, you can have it. But that algo that is predicting these moves very accurately, by the way, I made another algo, and it kind of looks like that, but it doesn't operate the same, and it's probably not as good, but it's an algo. And if you optimize it, you could make it profitable. It's possible for you to do that. And it's not that hard to do. It's actually really easy to do. If you know high school math, you can do that. It's just not that hard. And I show you a video how it's done. And when you see that video, you're gonna, oh, you lie, man, I can do this. You can make your own algo. Or you can take that algo and you can play with it, whatever you want. But I did it for free. And there's a link in that description. You click on that link, it's gonna ask you for your email, and I will give you the algo. Okay? That's simple. So go do it. Also, on Mondays, usually, this week was a Tuesday because just everybody in my house was sick, but on Mondays, I give out a free market report. And those things are pretty accurate. Now, they're not always right. There's always surprises in the market, things like that. But it talks about what's going on, why things are happening. And I tell you in a video that's embedded in that report, like, hey, this is why things can happen. And there's opportunities in there. It's not for you to trade like that. You're supposed to do your own research, but it's going to give you some research ideas. So check that out. If, as a matter of fact, if you get the free algo, I will send you that report. Do that, like, subscribe to all that stuff, and we will see you next week, Tuesday, 8:30 a.m. sharp. Thank you all for watching. Also, don't forget.
Join us or die.
Just kidding. You're not going to die. We love you.